What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logicc. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Let's get straight to this video. You guys already know why we are here. We're going to get into the things and talk about the folk. My Mayday, my girl is gone. She is no longer part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Whether she got suspended, she got fired, or she left, she no longer part of the season. And girl, I got some thoughts about what I think the season's gonna do and all this other stuff. But nonetheless, let's get straight into what we're here to talk about. So Kenya Moore, and it says here, and it's brought to you guys by Deadline. Kenya Moore breaks her silence after Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 exit. Kenya Moore has shared her first public reaction after it was confirmed that she was leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta following her suspension from season 16. Moore had been suspended from the Bravo reality series pending an investigation into an incident while filming. The reality star reportedly displayed sensual, explicit images. Come on with me substituting these words, because YouTube, if you say the wrong thing, will get me up out of here, and I refuse to let that happen. Of her co-star Brittany Edie during an event she hosted promoting a business venture. After the news broke that Moore would not return to Real Housewives of Atlanta, she took to social media to address her fans. And it says here, and I quote, "You are the best fans anyone could ever ask for, and I love you all so very much. Always and forever." Moore posted on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Moore also included the hashtag Team Twirl Forever. After reports of the incident, many accused Moore of revenge P, something that she denied in a post on social media. And it says here, and I quote, before I even get into that, I'm going to be honest. This situation for me has been a very annoying situation in terms of my brain. Reason being is because this kind of reminds me of what I experienced in Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation and that whole court case debacle. You get what I'm saying? Reason being is because with that specific, now before I even say that, I already know what some people are gonna be saying, what they're gonna be thinking. You can't compare that to, because they are two different situations. Girl, whatever. Save it. What I'm referring to when I say that is because in the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case, every single day there was information coming out, little by little by little by little. But the gag was every single day that with the new information that came out day by day, it completely warped my perception of what I thought may have happened in that vehicle. So I probably had one perception that first day. By the second day, I had to reprogram my perception to add in and factor in the new information that was coming out. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I feel like is going on for me personally in terms of this Kenya Moore situation, because now that things have come forth and this is the end result currently today, I have more questions than I do answers, and I really do want to know what actually happened. Because one thing that's like the question mark for me, well, one of many question marks for me, is that if we live in this age of social media and all of those things, of technology, how is it that we have images of insurance fraud heifer? We have audio of Kenya going off on Brittany and her going back and forth apparently. We have video of Kenya on her soapbox talking about Brittany at her event. Her saying, "This girl knows that I have struggled to get people in these seats." And then it cuts off. But why isn't there evidence of what actually got Kenya suspended? Like, that's the thing that's like, girl, y'all got everything but that. I'm just saying. And the thing is, and I know what some people may say, oh, well, you know, since it may, if you are going with the theory that she actually did participate in Revenge P, oh, people can't really post that because they'll get in trouble and all this. But here's the thing. When has that ever stopped people before? Let's not forget, if you literally forget Instagram, because some people may have done it on Instagram, but their account will be taken off the face of the earth. But over on Twitter, well, X, formerly known as Twitter, y'all, people post all types of ish under fake accounts, under troll accounts, under burner accounts. People post all those things. But now all of a sudden, you can't post it? I don't know. That's a big question mark for me. And so that's why I think for me personally, I do take a little bit of an issue when people say, you participated in Revenge P. You participated in da-da-da-da. Because the thing about it is this. Because also, in the next article, the one from TMZ, it literally states that Britney wasn't even there when said pictures were even displayed. So Britney doesn't know it happened. Well, it does not know fully what was displayed in real time, what was displayed. Michelle Alien was sitting outside in her Honda, couldn't even get in. Everybody has evidence of everything else that happened in the event, but the main thing that actually happened, aka the Revenge P, alleged Revenge P, no one has evidence of that. I don't know. That's one of the question marks for me personally. But let me continue. It's not clear how Bravo will handle Moore's exit from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, as filming for season 16 is still in its early days. They're probably going to either, one or two things are going to happen in terms of her exit. They're either going to edit her and use her scenes and then edit her off the show, as in do like a black screen and then give like a little excerpt. We don't condone but the bullying. Girl, only God knows what they're going to put in the excerpt. And then show like a little flash, like show like the black and white screen of Kenya, and then saying goodbye or whatever. Or they're just gonna completely just edit her out to the point if you didn't know anything that was going on behind the scenes, or if the cast did not announce themselves, you never would have known that she was on the cast. But let me continue. As filming for the season 16 is still in its early days, despite initial reports that the network had left the door open for Moore to return to the show in the future, a source close to the matter told Deadline that was never discussed. Here's the thing. When I was reading different articles, reading different excerpts, there was a little bit of conflicting information, and that was one of the things that Kenya was trying to bring to the light from her perspective. Is that these are a lot of false narratives that are coming out that are not true. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying some things may be true, may not. I'm going to let you determine that on your own. But what I am saying is this, is that when I was reading the Deadlines article, it talked about how, quote unquote, the door being open. But now it's a previous article saying the door is open. But Deadline's article is letting it be known that the door is closed in my Nene Leakes voice. And so the first thing I thought about, now this is me, because going back to what I said about Megan Thee Stallion and Tory, with the new information, I'm trying to come up with a well-rounded, educated theory on what I believe happened. So based on the conflict of the door is closed, yada, 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 the first thing that popped in my head is that sometime Bike, y'all remember when Robin Dixon announced that she would not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac when she was on her Reasonably Shady podcast with Giselle Bryant? She let it be known that what Bravo does, they give the reality stars, the housewives, an option on how they want to present the news. What I mean by that is this. What she was saying is that whenever you may be in a situation where you have been fired, let go, not considered for a spot back on the show, you can dress it up and present that information as in, I found better things to do. I had to walk away. There's a lot of things that were going on. Blah, blah, blah. You can present it in a better light to soften the blow. That's the first thing I thought about. So that could possibly be what's going on. Possibly. I don't know. But let me continue. It says Real Housewives of Atlanta is in the middle of the reboot season, and more alongside Drew Sidora were the only two returning housewives from season 15. Barstow also enlisted Portia Williams for the new season after a 2-season break, after she done went and stole that woman's husband. I added that in there. With former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey joining the show as a guest star. New cast additions included Angela Oakley, Edie, and Keely Farrell. Girl. So, like I said, this situation, day by day, as more information comes out, I literally have to reprogram my perspective to try to add in and take into account the new information that came out in this debacle or whatever, what's going on between Kenya and the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Brittany. So I decided to tiptoe and make my way over to X, formerly known as Twitter, y'all, and I wanted to see what the people are saying. So in the midst of me going and seeing what the people were saying, one viewer did make a suggestion, because of course Kenya Moore did speak out about her departure from the show, and one viewer said this: if I was at Kenya Moore, I would waste no time, call Candy and Todd to produce you a show based around your salon and get it on WeTV. The makings of Kenya Moore hair care. You already have the theme song. And I'm going to be completely honest. Me and my friend, Conscious, we were having a conversation, and he asked me about, do you believe that Kenya can actually have her own show? And I said, I was kind of on the fence about it, because I said, with Kenya, she does awesome at having an ensemble cast. And what I mean is, when it comes down to Candy, you just don't get Candy Burris. You get Candy, you get her mama, you get her her aunties. I forgot exactly how many there are. I want to say it's 3. I could be wrong. Her aunties, you get Todd, you get Riley, you get the Candy Coated Clique. You might even get Block every blue moon in that situation. So she does best with an ensemble. But the thing is that would Kenya be able to foster up a good ensemble and really get the juices flowing? You get what I'm saying? So me and him actually did speak about her actually going with the idea that, okay, if she does get her own reality TV show, it should be based around her salon. That's good for promotion. Good for promotion. But let it surround your salon, your personal life, but have messy behind co-workers. Yes, you're going to have the mess, because whether people want to admit it or not, people do like the messiness. It is what it is. Because I don't care how much people talk, we don't like the messiness. Because the thing about it is this, is that when you do have reality TV that actually talks about other things besides the messiness, a lot of people do not tune in. Like in terms of the Real Housewives of Potomac, when they had their fight night, season 5, that's when those ratings skyrocketed. Oh, they fighting up. Them heifers over there fighting. Let's go make our way over there. The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, them heifers over there fighting. Let's go right over there. So add the messiness to bring people in, but also incorporate, and this is what I feel like in general, reality TV in terms of Bravo and networks alike are missing. Add in the other intricate parts that make these shows distinctive from the others. Yes, you can have the mess in there, but also the thing that a lot of times that's missing in these shows in terms of the caliber of the housewives is the luxury. Show the luxury. Show them on tour like Candy. Show them having their business ventures at one point in time. Nene Leakes in Hollywood. Show those things because it adds luxury to the show. But let me continue. So as I was continuing to look at the different tweets and stuff just to see what the people were saying, one viewer said this. Now this of course, this is them calling out the hypocrisy of Bravo. Giselle falsely accused a man of S.A. Sandoval distributed sensual footage of Rachel. Heather lied on production and claimed they assaulted her, and this is just scratching the surface. But when Kenya allegedly did to the bridge is a bridge too far by Bravo. And the thing is, I've noticed that some people are calling out the hypocrisy of Bravo or whoever took care of the investigation. Because to be completely honest, Bravo does not really take S.A. serious. They do not take serious situations serious. They do not take it serious. Because the thing about it, when you actually start to go down the laundry list of a lot of situations that has happened on these networks in terms, and like especially specifically Bravo, they're not taken serious. And so a lot of people were calling out the hypocrisies. Now, one situation that I had to be reminded of, and I was like, well, yeah, that I did. Thank you for reminding me, is Ashley Darby and Michael Darby on The Real Housewives of Potomac, where Michael Darby was literally touching the cameramen and producers, which was a big thing on the show, bringing in friends to spread dangerous lies, Miss Ashley Messy Darby, and assault the cast, which was Deborah, who's getting sued for 10 mil. But however, the thing is that they were still kept on the show, and also that I think people were saying they were trying to get some people on different franchises had some similar things going on, and they actually got pay raises or tried to get a raise, something along them lines. But people were really calling out the hypocrisy. Now, Candace from The Real Housewives of Potomac, former housewife, she left this season. Well, this season coming up, she's not going to be on it because she's pregnant. She says, amazing how the moral compass and limits will sprout up like weeds. And people are really calling out the hypocrisy of Bravo and saying they are moving differently. Kenya did respond. It has been responded because keep in mind, in my previous video, I talked about Candy coming to her defense and really standing up for Kenya and what. Now, there was mixed reactions and views about what Candy said. But Candy was also part of the ones, if people didn't really catch the message, she was literally letting it be known that, calling out the hypocrisy of, now all of a sudden y'all want to take certain things serious, because to be completely honest, a lot of these things are considered to be on brand for Housewives. As much as we try to dress it up, as in Housewives being this big giant luxury show, it's on brand. Now it says here, Kenya responds to a comment amid reports on her departure. Now, this is what one viewer said on Instagram. You cannot expect to pull out explicit pictures of another woman, talk about how she's an escort, show photos of her giving fellatio, then have the nerve to be pissed when you get called out on it. Kenya's bad behavior is all Bravo's fault. They allowed her to do this for as long as she's been on the show. Now, Bravo may be held culpable for the antics that she's pulled with the explicit photos. Come on, me trying to edit out these words, because girl, you're not gonna get me up out of here, YouTube. Now they're trying to cover themselves, and she's getting thrown under the bus. That's revenge P. You'll get sued for that. Now, Kenya responded and says, Bravo has never accused me of revenge P, and I didn't engage in revenge P. So, as this is starting to unfold, I have a lot of questions. What happened? Because Kenya is maintaining her innocence, and this is another question mark that I have. Kenya is maintaining her innocence and directly speaking to, I did not do this. I did not engage in revenge P. But in the video, the audio, you hear Portia, I think it was Portia saying in the background, is that a penis? Now, my theory was, and it kind of still is currently, is that there, especially since there were reports of the said photo, because even when Let me go back to it. That in the alleged photo was apparently public images that could be found online. But then when I tried to look up explicit public images of Brittany eating, I couldn't find any. And also in this article, where is it? Let me see, can I find it? Give me 2.5 seconds, y'all. Let me see, can I find it? Where Kenya was actually letting it be known. She said this: I will never engage in revenge P. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone, nor solicited images owned by others to use to threaten or blackmail. So with all of that being lumped together and try to consider all of those different factors, I can see her going online to a public image and photoshopping a penis on that bad boy. I can see her doing that. And that was my theory. Her being petty. That was my theory. And so one of the question marks and one of that I kept having is that Kenya is literally saying, I did not participate in revenge P. I did not engage in revenge P. And me taking into account Carlos King's interview with Kenya Moore, she kept expressing that she knows that she's not been protected by production. She said it out her own mouth. And so I don't think or believe I don't think that Kenya, who knows that she's never been protected by production like Marlo, like Portia, that she would do something like that. Something that can look really bad on her when she knows she's considered to be the villain, and she knows that they will show that footage. And then for her to have the audacity to come out of her mouth to directly say, I never did that. I never participated in revenge P. I don't see it. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't see it. I don't see her saying I didn't participate in revenge P when she knows it's caught on footage. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't see it. Like, Kenya's a lot of things, but I just don't see that. You get what I'm saying? Me personally. So I'm going to continue. Now it says, Kenya with a message. Now keep in mind, the tweets that I'm getting this from is, the profile is called The Real Housewives of Atlanta Talk. Now it says, Kenya with a message following season 16 departure reports. Now Kenya wrote this on Instagram. And it says, thank you all for your support. Hashtag Team Twirl. My heart is full and my conscience is clean. So many false claims hiding behind anonymous sources. And that's the thing too. She's still maintaining that there are a lot of fake narratives out there. So that's the annoying part about social media and all these other things, is that there's so much false information and there's so much true information to the point that when you merge the two, it kind of makes it hard for us to know what the actual truth is. So many false claims hiding behind anonymous sources, all this conversation and no facts being reported. And that's the thing. When she's talking about no facts are being reported, is that, okay, everybody keeps talking about alleged revenge P, but you don't have the actual evidence of the revenge P. You get what I'm saying? If a claim or source was valid, would they need to hide? My life is blessed. Myself and my daughter will continue to thrive in a non-toxic environment where we feel appreciated and, most importantly, protected. There go that protected word again. Thank God, thank you, God, for covering us. Girl. Now, under that post, well, it says here, Kenya has updated her caption mentioning she did not share any explicit content and will provide evidence soon. And it says here, and I quote, the rumors and narrative about me randomly showing nudes or revenge P is 1,000% untrue. I have proof and will share soon. Now, here's the thing too. I was going up on Twitter and a viewer tweeted something and I thought was very interesting. It says, someone needs to go ahead and leak a video of what happened at Kenya's event so we can just put this behind us. It's probably not going to air anyway. So I went to the comments just to see what people were saying on the thread or whatever. And someone says, I wonder if Kenya had her own cameras there since it was her salon. The person responded, the initial viewer responded, says, good point. I think it's possible she did. She says she has proof and will show it soon. So I do wonder what the proof would actually be that vindicates Kenya. This is where things even get more muddy for me and my perspective, me trying to get this, to try to work things through. There was this big thing in terms of the code of conduct. That's the reason why in some reports, they let it be known that the door is open, quote unquote. And this is not, we're going to keep the door open. It was just a violation against code of conduct. Girl, that whole thing. Bryce Sander on X said, yes, the Kenya exit is real and it was her choice. It's unclear how, if at all, this will be addressed on Real Housewives of Atlanta when season 16 airs. They could just edit her out or around this. And as for reports, the door is open for future return. I've been told that's not necessarily true. A Kenya fan page says, what happened? We just saw a physical altercation on New Jersey. This whole thing seems overblown. The person responded says Danielle and Jen were both suspended after that incident and only cleared to return after an investigation, same as Kenya's case. She opted out. It all comes down to code of conduct clauses in their contracts, which are under a microscope in the current climate of lawsuits. Another person quoted and gave their opinion. It says the code of conduct clause was a way for them to use this to renegotiate her money, and she said no. That would explain why the door is open for her to come back. It also explains why she's weighing legal options. This was never a liability issue. It was a budget issue. Now, here's the thing. Now, in terms of the liability issue, I found out that there was a situation. I believe this happened on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, keep in mind, I don't watch that franchise, but this is what I was hearing. That about a man, either it was true or untrue about him allegedly abuse, well, ing, a woman, and as a result of that airing, apparently he took his own life or something like that. And so people were arguing like, why would this quote unquote be a liability issue when you guys have done worse, aired worse, and there was no such thing as a liability issue? Let's not forget season 9 with Portia and Phaedra and Candy. I'm just saying, but I'm gonna continue. Now here's the thing too. Brandy Glanville spoke out as well. Now keep in mind, if you're not aware, Brandy and Kenya were going back and forth on the, I'm about to say the Real Housewives of Apprentice, on Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump. They were going back and forth, and Kenya was turning Brandy every which way but loose verbally. But Brandy spoke out. She said this: create the villain, enable the villain, praise the villain, then punish the villain for being a villain. Then she also says, women are physically fighting on Real Housewives New Jersey, and that seems to be okay with producers. Where is HR now? Also, I'm pretty sure producers push Kenya to show that video. They know what is going to happen before it does. Just like they all knew what Taylor's physical A word as it was happening. And I think she's referring to what I just talked about 2.5 seconds ago. Now, a person said this: can y'all believe this? Andy and Bravo got Brandy Glanville even calling out they trifling asses for how they're treating my girl at Kenya Moore, especially given their history on Celebrity Apprentice. Girl. Now, here's the thing. Now it says Kenya's friend Anthony confirms blind item regarding Kenya filing a lawsuit against the network is in fact false. Now it says blind items revealed. The suspended housewife is going to file a discrimination lawsuit against the network because they have done nothing to the bar star, who did the same thing. In fact, his salary was doubled. So, as I was doing some digging, because I didn't know anything about Anthony. I didn't know who he was, but I kept seeing his name and stuff pop up. So, I had clicked on his page, me being nosy. I clicked on his page, and it says producer at ET Now. Now, ET is Entertainment Tonight. And this is actually on his page. It says, y'all, Kenya was never accused of revenge P by Bravo. It was the new girl. This isn't true. And so this is another example of what I mean when I say that. And also what Kenya is saying is that there are too many false narratives going out to warp the perception of the general public. So instead of us actually focusing on what actually happened, what the truth actually is, we're too busy being bamboozled by the BS. And I don't like that at all. And that's the reason why I have more questions than answers, because I'm like, okay, if I know that all these things, quote unquote, from what other reliable sources may be, these things are not true, like said lawsuit, why are we still getting this information being put out? I digress. Let me continue. This viewer right here said exactly what I was thinking. Someone give me the dang truth. Ain't nobody got time to be speaking in code. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Whatever this truth is, it didn't hurt to come out. Because I really want to know. The same thing when it came down to Megan Thee Stallion. I really want to know what happened. Because this has my brain going in circles and circles and circles. And I feel like my brain and this situation is on tumble dry. I have to keep turning this bad boy over and over and over and over to try to incorporate new information that's coming out and try to see what makes sense. So I'm just going to be honest. I also seen online people bringing up clips of Miss Lenethia Leaks and also bringing up Nene, saying this is the same thing that happened to Nene. Here's my thing. In terms of Nene Leaks was right about a lot of things. Now, I will say this. Do I believe that Kenya was the demise of the show? No, not really. Because if it was the demise of the show would be over. But it's not. But here's the thing. The thing that got me with Nene is that she talked out of both sides of her neck. When it came down to Bravo, when it came down to Kenya. And shout out to Rodney the Voice, he said it best. On one end, Nene said that Kenya was going to be the demise of the show. But then on the other end, she literally states that Real Housewives of Atlanta is her baby. But every single time she names a dream cast to be on the show, she always incorporates Kenya. Why would you want someone that from your words, from your mouth, that you know is going to be the demise of your baby? Why would you want that person part of the cast? And the same thing happened when she was talking about Kim Zolciak and Andy and Bravo. On one end, it's Kim Zolciak is racist, which, girl, in my personal opinion, I think she is. Or she got some racist tendencies. She's racist. But then on the other end, you literally get on Instagram live with her, saying this is my favorite person in the whole entire world. Girl, what? Same thing in terms of Bravo. You sue them for the work environment, but you want to work with them and figure things out, and saying that you would love to have a conversation and work things out. Why would you want to go back to that? Especially if they're racist. Why would you want to go back to that? So that's it for my video for today, y'all. Please make sure you guys thumbs up this video. Let me know what you guys think. Give your thoughts down below. What do you guys think the proof is going to be? Do you believe that Kenya actually has proof? Or do you believe it's BS? What do you think actually really happened? So that is it for my video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Till next time, guys, I will see you guys later.